When I was 15, I started getting these really bad, like mid-back spasms, and they got worse and worse. And one day I was on the soccer field, and it locked up so bad, I literally fell down basically in the fetal position, and I couldn't get up. So they called my parents, they came and got me, took me to the local DO. He gave me some muscle relaxers, did some general manipulation, and I felt a little bit better. We went a couple weeks, I got terrible spasms again, and I couldn't walk. So we tried the same thing again. Then somebody suggested that I go to a chiropractor. They took some x-rays, they checked me out, they put me on some sort of roller table and did some, heat therapy and stuff, and then they adjusted me. And by the time we left, when we got there, I couldn't really stand up and I could barely even walk. So by the time I left, I was probably 50% better. They had me come back a couple times that week, and by the weekend and the next week, I could get around a little bit better. So then I went about once a week, probably for 2 years, and then I went off to college. I didn't go to chiropractor anymore. I was sort of in a career crisis. I'd been out of college a couple years and thought I wanted to train athletes and do that kind of thing. What I realized was what I enjoyed doing wasn't exactly what I wanted to do for a career, so I decided to go back to school. And I thought, I feel like chiropractic helped me. I understood it, it involved the body, so I decided to go to chiropractic school. So the end of the first year, we had a class called Upper Cervical Rationale. So I went to that, and they started to explain what upper cervical was and how it worked, and I thought, that's the most logical thing I've ever heard. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Why don't I go to the upper cervical doctor and find out if it really works? I had terrible headaches, migraines. I'd had allergy issues since I was 8 years old. I'd been on allergy shots for about 10 years. I still took allergy medicine. A bad winter was 8 or 9 sinus infections. A good winter might be 3 or 4, so it was pretty bad. I had a lot of depression, anxiety, and OCD issues. I'd taken antidepressants and stuff for that, which seemed to just make me a zombie. I had terrible neck and back pain, digestive issues, bladder control issues, and since the age of about 19, and I was 31 when I started going to the upper cervical doctor, I was on crutches every morning for at least 20 minutes because my left ankle, I couldn't put any weight on my foot at all, or if I tried to step on it, I would fall down. So I started going thinking, what do I have to lose? And I watched as over the next couple months, the headaches went away, the allergies started getting better, the digestive issues cleared up almost immediately, the bladder issues, and suddenly I would get up in the morning and realize, oh, I'm not on my crutches anymore. So I started to realize, wow, my whole life is changing because somebody adjusted one bone in my neck. I watched people come in with things that had for 20, 30 years. I'd adjust them a few times and they disappeared when they tried everything else. And that's when I decided that's absolutely what I wanted to do, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.